How many sales did you make a week?
I would make between 3 and 5 sales per week.
Now, what you said, you get 20%, that's $560, less the $75. You're back to $485, so you're sometimes making a couple $1,000s in a week?
Yes.
How'd you feel about that at your young age?
I was on top of the world.
All right.
Yeah.
So what did you learn there? What did you learn about yourself and from that company?
Well, if I could just go back just a little bit, I learned that by following their system, I could make sales. And when I didn't make sales. For example,
Give me that one more time. When you followed their
presentation,
the presentation system.
Yes, sir. I would make sales. And when I didn't make sales.
I see.
When my first 30 days there, I outsold everybody. My second 60 days, I didn't have one net order, and I ran close to 60 appointments, and I didn't have one net sale.
What does that mean, one net?
Well, we would write orders, and sometimes the customer would cancel. Sometimes the financing wouldn't go through if they didn't pay cash. And so if I would sell 10, I would probably keep 6 or 7, sometimes 5, sometimes 8. So I would lose some orders. Well, my first month I did fine. My second month I didn't have any net business.
Why was that?
A couple of reasons. One, I had a lot of credit turn downs and customer cancels. And then I wasn't selling at the same rate that I was selling in my first 30 days. And I actually went in to resign my position. I figured I was going to get fired anyway. And my sales manager, his name was Scott, he asked me if I had recorded my presentation on cassette, like he'd asked me to, and I said, yeah. Well, he asked me to listen to it again. Now, the problem was it was all the way back at my home, which was 45 minutes away. So I drove back home, put it in the car, and listened to it. And when I got there, he asked me if I'd listened to it and what I thought. And I said, well, I didn't even recognize the person on the cassette. And what had happened is I quit doing what I was doing. And instead of accepting my resignation, he just asked me if I thought.
What's your learning curve from this?
Well, I thought I was doing it, and I wasn't. So my learning curve from it is that I tweaked myself out. I was making adjustments in my presentation and wasn't even aware of it.
How many salespeople did they have?
They had a revolving door, but there was always 18 or 20 on staff.
What does that mean, revolving door?
They were coming and going every day.
Why?
I don't think that the salesperson that didn't stay there took learning the presentation seriously to where they memorized it and would, on faith, deliver it.
How much money were you making a month at the height of what you were doing there?
About $10,200, $10,500.
A month?
Yes, sir.
So you were making over $100,000 a year, and you were 21 or 22?
22 years old.
22 years old.
23, yeah. 22 and 23.
Now, you never went to college.
No.
You were here.
Went for 1 year and
stopped. Oh, you did go for 1 year.
I just went to a small community college, Tidewater.
What did you study?
I was studying, thought I wanted to study marketing, but I got bored with the books real fast.
You get bored with things easily?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's this job. You're making $100,000 a year, and you're applying to this company, and I'll ask you more about that later.